RDP versus VPN. Why TSplus is the smartest choice. Simplify remote access. Eliminate the risks. Remote access is now essential for business, but it's also a major target for cyber attacks. According to Sophos, 95% of cyber incidents in 2023 involved remote desktop protocol in some way, a staggering figure. And VPNs? They offer encrypted tunnels, but not invincibility. Many breaches begin with a single stolen VPN password, especially when multi-factor authentication isn't enforced. The takeaway is clear. Legacy access methods like RDP and VPN can't keep up with modern threats. Relying on them alone leaves your systems exposed. Let's take a closer look at how RDP and VPN actually work and why it matters for your security. Choosing the right method can get complicated. Should you use a VPN, RDP, or both? A VPN, for Virtual Private Network, gives users secure access to your internal network, like they're plugged in at the office. But it doesn't directly open desktops or apps. That still requires RDP. RDP, or Remote Desktop Protocol, lets you take control of a remote machine, like you're sitting right in front of it. But it doesn't inherently secure the connection. Some businesses try to use both, thinking they'll cover all bases. But in reality, that combo often leads to slowdowns, complexity, and higher security risks. So here's the real question. Can you get the strengths of both without the weaknesses? Let's begin by examining the limitations of VPN-based access. At first glance, a VPN seems like a secure choice, and to some extent, it is. But once a user connects, they often gain access to the entire internal network. That might be fine if every device is locked down, but in most environments, that's simply not the case. All it takes is one compromised endpoint, and your entire infrastructure is at risk. And here's the catch: a VPN doesn't provide remote desktop access on its own. You still need to launch RDP separately. That means more steps, more friction, and more opportunities for something to go wrong. So what happens if you skip the VPN and rely on RDP alone? Let's hear from Frank, our remote access expert. Frank, some teams skip VPNs and rely on RDP alone for simplicity. Is that a safe option?
Not really. Out of the box, RDP exposes your systems to the internet. Open ports are constantly scanned by attackers. It's like leaving your front door unlocked.
So brute force attacks are a real threat?
Absolutely. Hackers run automated scripts that test thousands of username and password combinations. Without protection, it's just a matter of time.
And from an admin perspective, is there any control?
Not with basic RDP. You don't get session monitoring, access policies, or geo-blocking. It's simple to deploy but dangerously limited.
So it's convenient but wide open?
Exactly. And convenience without security is a recipe for disaster. You need proper safeguards in place.
That's where TSplus steps in, transforming RDP into a secure, manageable, and user-friendly solution. TSplus Remote Access makes secure connectivity both simple and seamless. Each session runs through a browser-based portal, fully encrypted with SSL, meaning no VPN setup and no exposed RDP ports to worry about. You stay in control with granular, role-based permissions, giving each user access only to the apps and files they need, nothing more. Want extra protection? You can easily enable two-factor authentication for an added layer of login security. And for teams that require deeper, enterprise-grade defense, TSplus has a powerful security add-on built just for that. TSplus Advanced Security brings powerful, enterprise-level protection to your remote access environment. You can monitor active sessions in real time and instantly block suspicious activity. Access can be restricted by country, IP range, or time of day, keeping threats out before they reach your system. And with built-in protection against brute force login attempts and ransomware, your servers stay defended from the most common and most dangerous threats. It's all integrated into the TSplus suite for security that's both robust and effortless. Let's see how TSplus Remote Access stacks up against VPN and RDP. Now that you've seen how TSplus simplifies secure remote access, let's break it down, side by side, and compare it to traditional methods. Frank, can you walk us through the comparison table?
Let's start with network access. VPNs often grant access to the entire internal network. Convenient, but as we're going to see, is usually more than necessary. RDP doesn't provide network access on its own. The TSplus solution offers targeted access, limited to just the apps or desktops each user needs. Next, desktop control. VPN alone won't give you that. RDP does, but typically without the security controls in place. Our software lets users access their full desktop securely through any web browser. Now let's talk security. VPNs can unintentionally expose sensitive systems. RDP is a common target for brute force attacks. Remote access eliminates open ports and encrypts every session by default. And finally, ease of use. VPNs require technical setup and ongoing IT management. RDP is simpler but risky. Our solution strikes the balance: secure, simple, and ready to deploy, even without dedicated IT staff.
For small businesses, simplicity and security matter most. Let's meet Jane and see how TSplus helped her solve a serious remote access issue without the usual complexity. Jane runs a growing accounting firm. One Monday, a key employee couldn't connect remotely, causing her team to miss an important deadline and lose a client. Concerned, Jane turned to her IT advisor, who suggested setting up both a VPN and remote desktop for security. But the solution seemed complex, expensive, and difficult to manage without in-house IT. Then Jane discovered TSplus Remote Access.
So with TSplus Remote Access, we don't need to set up a VPN.
That's right. It gives your team secure browser-based access. No VPN setup, no open ports. Just fast, encrypted connections that work from anywhere.
Can we limit access to business hours or block logins from outside our region?
Absolutely. That's where TSplus Advanced Security comes in. It lets you set time-based and geo-restriction rules, monitor sessions, and block suspicious activity instantly.
That sounds perfect. I don't have time to deal with complex systems.
And you won't have to. The TSplus suite is built to be simple, quick to deploy, and easy to manage, even without in-house IT.
What about onboarding? Will my team need training?
Not at all. If they can use a web browser, they can connect to their desktop or apps with TSplus. It's that intuitive.
Within a few days, Jane's team was fully operational, working remotely with confidence, security, and zero unnecessary complexity. And just like Jane, you don't need an IT team or hours of setup. TSplus is easy to deploy and even easier to trust. There's no VPN to configure, no client software to install, just a lightweight server-side setup and instant, secure access. Whether your team is working from laptops, tablets, or phones, TSplus delivers a seamless experience across every device and browser. And you get peace of mind knowing it's protected from end to end. Want to test it for yourself? Download the free trial, install TSplus Remote Access on your Windows host, and connect instantly. No setup headaches, no hidden steps, just fast, secure Windows access. Download your free trial today at tsplus.net and see why businesses are replacing RDP and VPN with a simpler, safer solution.